Hey, welcome everybody. It's about 9:30, our normal time to start these hangouts. And I've got my VooDoo kits made up. And I got 2 more to go, and that's the end of the VooDoos. So we're going to talk about what I'm going to do here. And I'll probably work for an hour or so. And then I'll be back tomorrow to finish them up. Now, I'm just going to do one at a time because I just don't have the room for production. And I'll show you what I got going. I went to John's house today and cut out the parts. Made basically 2 kits for myself. And I'll show you some of the new features. Now we have 11 watchers already. It's unbelievable. Okay, cut out a couple of stabilators. I did the leading edges at home. I did these notches on my X-Acto table saw. Like I said, we're just going to do one tonight. And I wanted to show you the motor mounts that we made up. This is number 2. And this is number 1. So how this works is, this is the bell crank floor, and it's pinned or doweled into the motor mount with a dowel, 3/16 dowel. You look through here. It might be difficult to get in, but I'll get her in there somehow. Oh. Ah. Well, what the problem is here? Let's see. Yeah. We'll just go with number 2. I don't want to monkey with it. So it goes this way, and this is on this side. Pull it out. There we go. Now you can't put this together until after the wing is built. That's why the dowel is removable. There we go. So this piece now is doweled into a 1/2-inch piece of white pine. And I ended up getting a really nice brand new C35 off of eBay. It's brand new, never been run, never been mounted. So I need to mount that up first before we go any farther. I've already drilled the holes. Make sure that's all lined up. I'm hoping somebody will come in and talk to me tonight. I didn't announce it in Stunt Hanger. I just kind of rolled it out. I cut the booms. These are the long boom version, 1/8-inch plywood. Sanded them the same. As I stated, 2 sets of ribs made. These are a carbon fiber tube. It's thin wall. These are super light. These are not like what we were using for push rods. These are $9 a piece, but well worth it. And that's what I'm going to use as a spar. So we got to have some trailing edge sheeting. And I thought I'd take a piece of 3/32 here. Now, the original VooDoo called for 16th inch. Ooh, don't want to use that one. 16th inch sheeting, but I built mine out of all 3/32. I just can't get away from not modifying things, I guess. I also need to bush up a bell crank. While at home, I annealed some tubing. We got the wing tips here. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to come on in and ask. There's the, let's see here. Yeah, we got that. That's annealed up, I believe. Some of these, I annealed them on the stove at home. There we go. That's soft. That's the one. That's what we used to bush the bell crank with. But the first thing, like I say, I'm going to do is mount the engine. That way, the blind nuts are in it. So let's put this on the floor. Clear off the space. These go together relatively quick. I guess so. This is the original VooDoo trailing edge, and it's been cracked and broke, so we're not going to use that. I'll just use it to mark with. And let's see here. I gotta have a pen and a knife. I see I still have my normal hater. It's pretty funny, I get 50 likes and 1 dislike on every video from the same guy. Yeah, here we go. But it doesn't much matter, whatever. Okay, straight edge. That looks pretty straight. We'll go ahead and edge that. If I ever get a vacation like I did at Harley, I'll do another live show, Aries or something like that, that I can do from start to finish in 11 days. Oh, I would like to mention this feature that we're using, Google Hangouts. It's going away. They're taking it away from us, so we're going to have to use our alternative site, and I'll have to record it and upload it. So if you're not a member of Stunt Hanger, you need to be, and you need to use your real first, then you got to put a space in between your first and last name, and then your last name. Now that doesn't have to be your display name. You can be Joe Bellcrank or whatever. But you have to have a valid email address, and then use your real name with a space in between your real name and your last name, or you won't get through. And the reason I do that is that computer bots don't know how to put a space. They either put an underscore or a hyphen. So I don't want any Viagra ads or any other type of ads on Stunt Hanger, so that's why I do it. I don't sell email addresses. I don't reveal any personal information. I don't send out any mailers. If you get any spam, it's not from Stunt Hanger. Okay, we have our trailing edges cut. And this will go together relatively quick. Now, it took, to cut 2 kits, it probably took 5 hours. It was quite the process, really. So, I got my load of micro fasteners in. Oh, I know what the deal is, why there's nobody that has come in. I have not invited anybody. Okay, I'm going to invite you, so you're going to have to go to Stunt Hanger and get at the bench thread to get the thread to come in. Let's see here. Invite. Control C. And we'll go to close, minimize this. And I got to get the Stunt Hanger. That is why got 12 people watching and nobody talking at the bench. Q&A. New topic. Q&A at the bench. SATURDAYNIGHT. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot all about it. Unless you're getting notifications, and Google's terrible about notifications. And post. And come back to YouTube. And I will go to Google Hangouts. And boom. There we are. Okay, 12 viewers, if you go to at the bench on Stunt Hanger, you can get the link to come in and talk to me. Or if you're just shy, you can just watch. I don't have any way to see the chat box, so that probably was a mistake, but I'll let her slide. 2, 3, 4. Use the long ones to draw them down. 4 washers. 4 washers. The link to this YouTube chat is at the bench. Well, we're going to have to drill them out. I did them nice on the drill press, but the way it goes. Yep, much better. Questions, just ask. Come on in and ask. Be happy to answer. Damn. Can't believe it. There we go. So we got a brand new C-35 with a brand new VooDoo. Everything's going to be brand new on this airplane. Brand new 40-year-old engine. Almost ashamed to run the thing. It's going to split it if I pull that down. So I need, take my Dremel tool and, no, I guess not. Guess it'll be okay. Lemon Watchers, hey, if you like what we do, hit that super chat, because Google has demonetized most of my stuff. Of course, it didn't make much anyway, like $2, $3 a month. It'd be hard to get rich at this. Hobby business, how do you become a millionaire? Start with 2. Okay, so we got one more to go. We can lay this out. It'll only take me a few minutes to lay this out and put this together. They go together super quick. Might have to drill them holes in the backside a little bigger for the blind nuts. Pull down in. We'll see. Yep. No, I guess not. Lemon Watchers, come on in and talk to me. Kind of boring. Okay, power plant's together for the new VooDoo. And we can set that aside. So now let's build a wing. First thing that I have been doing is taking the trailing edge and taping it to the glass. Mark out where the ribs go. So we want to build the outboard, inboard. So this is inboard. We're going to mark rib locations and then tape the stuff to the glass. Leading edge was picked up at Saber's Hobby Shop, and it comes from SIG. It's the 1-inch pre-shaped Louisville Slugger leading edge. Now the piece of glass I'm working on is a 1/2-inch piece. Or is it 3/8? 3/8 or 1/2. Let's see, I know I had a small square. What did I do with it? Got all sorts of goodies here. The guy on YouTube selling or on eBay selling pacifiers. I bought 10 of them because they're a little different shape than the Johnson & Johnson Pinky pacifiers, but from what I understand, the other ones put out too much pressure. Come on. I got this big square. I guess I can use it. Okay. Just a few pieces of tape to take that trailing edge down to the glass. I got the square out because I marked the rib location, but we kind of need to make sure they're kept square. So I just put it up on the glass. John said today I left about 5 o'clock because I had to go to the store. He said if I'd have stayed another hour, I could have built 2 of them. And he's probably right because the hard stuff was done. these are just reference marks. So we keep the wing semi-square. When you're building your profile or your VooDoo or whatever, a wing like this, don't take it too serious. I mean, make sure it's straight, but there's really nothing to it. So we have to lay out our rib set and fish them onto the spar. We have 4 1/8" ribs in the center. So I have these 2 for the center, and these 2 for the outside. Fish it onto the spar. Yeah. Okay, so we need 1, 2, 3. Oh, I gotta cut some holes in the darn things yet for the lead outs. Okay, so I have to do that. I forgot all about that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 ribs I gotta do. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 8 ribs. I'm gonna do this a little different than the kit because I didn't want to drill all them holes and all that business. I just take a 1/2" piece of brass. I'll skive this. And we got a bell crank here. Okay, we know that it has to be back 2 1/4, so it goes right there. So one goes right there, and the other one goes right there. So make a template here. Of the first one. Now what ends up happening on these center ribs is that you end up cutting it completely out. So this is my template. I need 8. Let's see what I say. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 3. You'll notice here I put a line when I stack sanded them. I cut them all out with a pattern and then sanded them. But I put a line on top to orient them which way they go. 3, 6, 7, 8. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but this is the only way I have to do it here. What I'm doing here is basically building airplanes in a hotel room. It's you know, This is just a real small little place. If anybody says it can't be done, they're not really interested in building. Let's use this one as the pattern now because it's the same. Sorry, I don't have any music. I can't believe there's nobody talking. Let me look and see if there's been any chatting. Oh, man. I don't know. YouTube. At the bench. No, I don't want to do that. I want to look for YouTube. Oh, man, my channel. Creator Studio. Yeah, I hate events. Live streaming. Come on. God, it's so slow. Events. Let's look. Okay, I can't do that. We gotta go here. There we go. All right, I see. Okay, I can't do that. I see that Frank Washburn is at work. He's wiring. Minnesota Mike is wiring his drag car. Guitar guys, I really enjoy your videos. I've been flying control line since I was a kid back in the 70s. What engines do you have on the bench? I've never had a VooDoo built. Several little Satans in a blast with them. Hogs and planes. I'm working, building again. I see. At work. So that explains why there's nobody here. I have this. I have the chat open now, so I can see that everybody's at work or doing something else, and that's fine. The motors that I have here are C35s. This is the Combat Super Tiger G21 or C35 for speed limit combat. You can only run 75 mile an hour with those. I then also have two of these, which are the G21 35s. These are the ball bearing models for fast combat. And this airplane should do 110, 120 mile an hour, somewhere in there. We hope. And the other ones will be, like I say, 75 miles an hour. Oh, seems like we got a lot of lag today. James is watching from his couch. Okay, well, I'm gonna, seems like I gotta turn the bandwidth down or something. Because, come on. Because the lag is terrible. Okay, Q&A. Let's see what we got. Settings. Save. Bandwidth. Up. Okay, so maybe that'll help. Instead of running the bandwidth down, we'll turn the bandwidth up. So everybody's doing other things tonight, and I understand that. What did I say? I needed 8. I don't want to do any more than I have to. 3, 4. I need 4 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have, where's my half-inch or 1/8 one? 4. Need 4 more. 2, 3, 4 more. Okay. Yeah, it's hard for me to watch the chat box because it's on the television behind me, and I'm turned away from the computer, so I can't really see what's going on. So let me reiterate what's going on with Google Hangouts. Next month, they're going to take it away from us. They're going to shut down Google Hangouts, so we're going to have to use our alternative site. It's a good thing that I started that. YouTube has got some, they got some issues going on. Not really much to see here except for poking holes. Remember, if you want to come on in, it's the link to the chat is at the bench in Stunhanger. Unless you're getting notifications. The way I'm doing this is like Crustwood, the old gallows kits. Die crush. One more. I'm glad the videos help people. It certainly would be boring for me to watch, but okay, so we got 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. We got them. Okay. So that's the first thing. We'll slide the ribs on to the spar. My tube is not the sharpest. It crushed them in some spots. You know what? Let's keep all of them to the top. So let's do it this way. Keep all the lines to the top so I know so when I go know I have them in right orientation. Okay. So now I need 2/8 in the center. So now we got all 4 of them in the center. And I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ribs. So we got 2, 4, 5, 6. Where's the 7th one? Two, 4, 6, 7. 1 is 8. Huh. Well, it looks like I might be a rib short. Unless I got them over here in this stack. Let's see here. 4 centers. And it's 1, 2, 3, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of those. 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 13. Yep. And the right number of ribs, they must have left one over John's. Oh well. We got 2, 4, 6, 4, 6, 1 is 7. So we'll just steal one from this side. Have to cut one tomorrow. Okay. They're all fished up on the spar. And I just normally spread them out like so. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doing the center. And this one slides out. Well, I don't have the big following Rusty's got, that's for sure. Okay, so now let's put it together. so. Well, there's another rib right there. Okay, well, no big deal. Damn. I take my stick pins, T-pins. I don't have the room here that I have in my other shop, so I gotta kind of make do. And we'll force that together when I get it closer. This is the kind of tedious part, trying to get it all lined up. On every other one, you put a pin. I need to pull this down though. Okay. Now work back the other way. There we go. Guess nobody loves me anymore. What do we got going here? Yeah, we'll work on that one. Work on both those. And let's open them up 1, 2, so it goes right there. What do we got here? 1, 2. Oh, I had the right amount of ribs to begin with. We got 1. Made a mistake in layout. I didn't need that extra rib. I wonder why it wouldn't go together. Okay, we'll start it again. But every other one, I put a pin. There we go, that's better. I have to open that up a little bit though. Let's see, I had this. Oh, I made this slotting device. This is 2 hacksaw blades buried in a block of wood. And that's pretty close to the right slot width for 3/32. Not 1/8 inch. I have to open it up some more. Wish I had a file. There it is. Now before I glue this, I'll square everything up and make sure it's all seated correctly. That one fits a little loose, so another pin. I can't believe 14 watchers and nobody coming in. Let me go back. Are you guys trying to get in and you can't get in, or are you just watching to be watching? Let me look here. Steve, I did notch the leading edge. And Kidcraft, it's a VooDoo, one of 6 that I built. I decided this year I'd play a little combat. I see Mike Lonke and his son out there flying. I'm sure Mike would have let me fly one of his airplanes. I just don't do that. But because what ends up, I broke the rib. Oh well, it'll be fine. What ends up happening is I'd probably have to make him one. Okay. Coming together now. Yep, leading edge is notched. Done on my X-Acto table saw at home. Okay, so I have the right amount of ribs after all. Or you can notch it using this tool like I showed you that I made. I just took a block of 3/4 inch plywood and cut a slot in it with a skill saw and forced 2 hacksaw jigsaw blades, electric jigsaw blades down in it back to back that were CA'd together, and you just rub it on the block of wood and it cuts the notch. All right. So let's bring out the CA. I like using these little snorkel tubes. They put the least amount of CA down and you can kind of direct where it's going. Normally use about 1.25 1.5 inch tube, and I cut an angle in it so it can fish it down into the bottle. You have to lop off a bit of the top to get it to go in though. Not enough. Keep cutting until you can get it to go in there. Come on. It's being difficult. And I made it too big, so I'll put a little piece of tape on it. Okay. So, move that it going? Why is it not want to move? Remember when I started this project that I put those straight lines on the trailing edge, and that's for this reason right here. Put the first rib on the line and tack it. And the second rib on the line. And that holds it square. So I just eyeball these things. Your eyes are pretty close. I took a spacer block here, 1/2 inch, because we know this has to be a 1/2 inch apart because that's where the motor goes in the back to hold them parallel. So now I've got it tacked. I want to make sure it doesn't have any incidents, so I want this leading edge loose on there. I'm going to unpin it. There we go. And we're going to tack this on the end. I think what I'll probably do tonight is just the tacking and glue the trailing edge on top. I'll show you how I seal that off. I think I got the glue here for that. Hold that down level. Uh-huh. There we go. Much more better. Try to keep the ribs parallel or perpendicular to the tabletop. That way the airfoil is consistent. And like I say, we're not building a watch here. This is just a combat plane, and it'll be damn close. I just eyeball it. You can't eyeball square by now. Something's wrong. There we go. And we'll check it since I tacked this one. Be close. If I had my little square, I know I got it here somewhere. Let's make that one perfect. That's good. This one here looks like it's off. Off a little bit. I don't have any debonders, so I have to cut it open. And this is not off enough that it would hurt anything. It just kind of bothers me. There we go. Put it on the wrong side of the line. Everything got off. Okay, this is wrapping up pretty quick. Oh, we got this one's a little out of square. How much? A little bit. Cut this open. Okay, that's that. It's square now. 32nd of an inch. Not enough to worry about. Okay, so that's basically how I lay that out. I don't glue the leading edge yet. I don't glue the leading edge until I can pick it up and put it in my hand. And the next thing to do is tight bond and tape, and that's where we're going to leave off tonight because I'll let the tight bond dry overnight. So so you take the tape off here. Because obviously we're going to have to glue that together. Could I do it with CA? Kinda. Yeah, probably. But I've done them all this way, so. I don't have my big weights here, so I have to rely on clamps and tape. This is basically building in a hotel room. I think we had a little, let's see how straight it is. Yeah, pretty good. Be perfect and put the other side on and tape it down, let it dry overnight. Okay, tight bond. This is some good stuff. I love tight bond. It came out probably in the 60s. So I just lightly tight bond glue the top of each rib. The way these ribs are cut, the trailing edge touches each other at the back, so you run a bead of tight bond down the extreme trailing edge, tape it, and let it sit overnight, and it basically becomes one solid piece. I didn't do any, I mean, this is just a combat plane. I didn't do any stiffening of the trailing edge or anything like that. I'm not going to glue that spar yet either. It doesn't get glued till I can make sure that we don't have any warp in the wing. So now, just thin bead down the trailing edge. So I don't know how long we've been on here. Maybe an hour. And we basically framed this thing up because there ain't nothing, maybe but another hour till it's done. But because we have to let the glue dry, this is probably going to be where the end is going to be. So run it up to the notch. This is the top side. And we'll tape it back down to the bench. A little more tape this time so it gets even pressure. Sight down it. Whoa. One that wants to act like a bugger tonight. All right, any questions, type them into the chat box. We'll be back tomorrow. Make sure to like, subscribe, share the videos. We got our t-shirts. I'll have, when this video uploads, there'll be a link for the Teespring t-shirt shop for Stunt Hanger. I have Brodax for 2018 with our logo on the front, Brodax on the back. I have Nats for 2018, and I'm going to have Joe Nall for 2018. And that'll have the updated original Thunderbolt shirt design. Of course, there's always the SV design that Marcus Cordelio put up, or the chicken wings. Come to think of it, there's two Schulte designs, the Moto handle and three Schulte designs, because the Bearcat's on there, and the P51. So check out the t-shirt shop. Helps me keep Stunt Hanger alive, because YouTube's not helping. Google. So now that this is taped and pinned to the piece of glass, which is shimmed straight, we've squared up the ribs. They're notched on the front leading edge here. We're not going to glue that in until tomorrow when this is dry. Then I'll hit that with C8 to make sure that it's centered. And it's a little off now. And I could glue it now. Be best to wait. So, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, visit the t-shirt shop. Make sure to register on Stunt Hanger with your real first and last name. It has to have a space in between real and last name. So I know you're not a bot. And until I see you again, I'll be back tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.